Well, it is official. The world's richest man is buying Twitter. Elon Musk has reached a deal to buy the social media platform. And that brings us to our big number for today. That sale has a price tag of $44 billion with a B dollars. Shareholders will receive $54.20 a share. That's marking an almost 40% premium over the price the day before Musk revealed his stake in the company a couple weeks ago. Musk's acquisition of Twitter is a big deal in more ways than one. The move gives him control over an influential and popular social media site where millions of people go to talk and argue about big political and society issues, among other things. Newsy technology correspondent Tyler Atkinson joins me now live with more about it. And Tyler, do we know why Musk really wants to own Twitter?
He hasn't made a public statement which says exactly why he wants to pick it up, but in some previous statements before, he's talked about how he sees Twitter as being an important space in the future for discussions in the public. He's likened it to be a public square before. He basically thinks of it as being a place in which we will do most of our discussion as a public. And at its core, really, he wants to promote free speech on the platform, or so what he calls free speech. He talked a little bit about this in a TED Talk recently. Take a listen.
Twitter has become kind of the de facto town square. It's really important that people have both the reality and the perception that they're able to speak freely within the bounds of the law. It's definitely not from the standpoint of let me figure out how to monopolize or maximize my ownership of Twitter, but we'll try to bring along as many shoulders as we're allowed to. This is not a way to sort of make money. I think this is. It's just that I think this is. This could. My strong intuitive sense is that having a public platform that is maximally trusted and broadly inclusive is extremely important to the future of civilization.
And if there's one thing that we do know about this acquisition is that it's not going to necessarily be a moneymaker for the most rich person on the planet. You know, Twitter didn't even make of revenue in 2020. Natalie?
Well, that's good since Musk doesn't need a lot of money. But I want to ask you there, Tyler, why are there concerns about Elon Musk owning Twitter? And a lot of people are thinking about whether this means former President Trump will be back on the site.
Yeah, so like it's been stated before, Musk himself is a self-stated a free speech absolutist. And what experts are kind of worried about here is that if he comes into Twitter and he rolls back a lot of the protections to keep some of the worst content off of the platform, whether that's hate speech, mis and disinformation, things like that, that Twitter is naturally going to become a place in which you see a lot of the kind of content that you don't want to show up on your feed, like extremist content, that is going to become a welcoming place for this. Because without those rules in place, people will gravitate to the platform in order to be able to use it in any way that they see fit. Now, Trump himself, there is some speculation that this could mean that him and other users that have been banned from the platform may start coming back. But Trump has said that he's not going to go back to Twitter, at least at this point. You know, he's tried to start up his own social media service. It hasn't really taken off like Twitter, but he seems to be sticking with his own product rather than coming back to the one that got rid of him before.
And Tyler, what might this mean for long-term Twitter users?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some operational changes. Some things are going to be a little bit smaller, like we may finally see an edit button come into place here. But one of the bigger things that could come and happen here is that we may see Twitter's algorithms opened up to the public so that researchers and other people can see exactly how the content that it ends up in their feed is being served to them. You know, no social media company has really, especially the bigger ones, has opted to show what the insides of their company look like because that's their entire business model. Musk has said that he wants to open that up in the future, which could mean a lot for how other social media platforms take off in the future.
Right. It's important to individuals, it's important to politicians and countries and businesses. There's a lot at stake here for the people that are on Twitter. Thank you so much, Newsy technology correspondent Tyler Atkinson in Chicago.